Ambition. Instead of being weighed down by ambition. Flee. Instead of fleeing, he chose to fight barehanded. Tokyo. Instead of Tokyo. Wallow. Instead of wallowing in sadness about Amy. Processor. Intel Core. i7 processor. Clange. Her jaws are clenched. No tongue access. Interestingly. Interestingly, they don't put the fork in their mouth. Interior. Interior angle of a hexagon is 120 degrees. Intersperse. Interspersed with painful moments of silence. Stupor. Into a stupor with non-fat white Russians. Conduit. Into an acceptable conduit for my will. Biofuel. Into biofuel and selling it to the government. Invasive. Invasive medical test. Like perhaps a colonoscopy. Inventor. Inventor of the geometric proof. Thunder. Is 12 horses of Italian thunder. Socioeconomic. Is a complex socio-economic activity. Azure. Is a gold lion rampant on a field of azure. Redundancy. Is a starch-filled redundancy. Implied. Is an integral part of the implied covenant of friendship. Juncture. Is at a critical juncture, and I can't come home. Sphygmomanometer. Is called a sphygmomanometer. Filth. Is complete filth. Fallacious. Is demonstrably fallacious. Devolve. Is devolving into pointless jealousy. Diametrically. Is diametrically opposed to my own parenting strategies. Opposed. Is diametrically opposed to my own parenting strategies. Comparable. Is even remotely comparable to a Nobel Prize? Crass. Is exceeded only by its crass consumerism and banality. Rotational. Is it about the rotational symmetries you should be figuring out? Violin. Is it fair to say that she played you like a violin? Jointly. Is jointly owned by the two spouses? Intolerable. Is making my life intolerable. Oblique. Is oblique referring to? Reassure. Is reassure them that they're doing a good job. Reprint. Is reprinting my high school yearbook. Secrete. Is secreting the pheromones associated with ovulation. Soapy. Is some warm, soapy water and a couple of sponges. Impediment. Is that a reference to my speech impediment? Retinal. Is that a retinal scanner? Autumn. Is the autumn cruel for letting the flowers die? Successor. Is the logical successor to the bat cowl. Occurrence. Is the occurrence of some sort of sexual dysfunction. Transmute. Is the power to transmute chemical elements. Saline. Is the saline level 30%? Afoot. Is there a plot afoot? Downside. Is there a professional downside to doing it? Initiation. Is there some sort of humiliating initiation? Shelve. Is there shelved with the vegetables, but they're technically a fruit. Acclimate. Is to acclimate us to the use of tools in extreme temperatures. Forearm. Is why is there a band-aid on your forearm? Cowardly. Isn't that kind of cowardly? Transmission. It appears the rate of gossip transmission. Cliché. It borders on sociological cliché. Esprit. It certainly buoyed up this employee's esprit de corps. Corps. It certainly buoyed up this employee's esprit de corps. Discrete. It emits photons in discrete bursts. Mecca. It is a mecca for physicists the world over. Treatise. It is also a treatise on Victorian social. Adverb. It is naughty to put an adverb. Coalesce. It just won't coalesce. Typewriter. It looks and sounds like an old-fashioned typewriter. Walnut. It looks like you could crack a walnut in those glutes. Novelist. It makes me feel like a real novelist. Handball. It means after we play handball, I'm showering at home. Italian. It means good evening in Italian. Aspiration. It might speak to a cultural aspiration. Assuredly. It most assuredly is not. Imperative. It serves the ancient imperative of protecting oneself against marauders. Ripe. It smells pretty ripe in here. Divine. It symbolizes the connection between the human and the divine. Unhook. It unhooks in the front. Electromagnet. It uses very powerful electromagnets. Drizzly. It was a drizzly Tuesday. Sparsely. It was a little sparsely sourced, but I think the basic science is valid. Legalize. It was briefly legalized during the alliance. Import. It was imported by Austrian bakers. Turnout. It wasn't a big turnout. Brainstorm. It wouldn't kill us to get together and brainstorm ideas. Merciful. It'd be a more merciful death. Frostbite. It'll be from frostbite. Gangrene. Acute sunburn. Gangrene. It'll be from frostbite. Gangrene. Acute sunburn. Acute. It'll be from frostbite. Gangrene. Acute sunburn. Linguistic. It's a branch of philosophy related to linguistics. Deviate. It's a deviated septum. Laborious. It's a laborious activity because I have to imagine what you need. Tentative. It's a little tentative at first, but then I realize she's kissing me back. Unconventional. It's a little unconventional, but I think you'll like it. Rounded. It's a pretty well-rounded game. Rhythmic. It's a rhythmic work song. Staggering. It's a scientific discovery that has staggering implications for all mankind. Grin. It's a sort of grin. Spoof. It's a spoof of the Born-Oppenheimer approximation. Stipend. It's a stipend. Strategic. It's a strategic maneuver. BC. It's a warm summer evening. Circa 600 BC. Immigrant. It's about a poor immigrant from Pakistan. Pakistan. It's about a poor immigrant from Pakistan. Bluetooth. Wireless minicom and Bluetooth headset. Amazingly. It's amazingly detailed. Sextant. It's an antique sextant. Tint. It's an icosahedral dye floating in tinted blue water. Interjection. It's an interjection used to call attention. Rebuttal. It's an observational rebuttal. Sultan. It's as if my head were trapped in the pajamas of a sultan. Atypical. It's axiomatically atypical. Nonfiction. It's called nonfiction for a reason. Leonard. Siren. It's called what siren am I? Preferable. It's certainly preferable to my plan. Consistent. It's consistent with my personality. Malady. It's hard to make degenerative brain maladies hilarious. Proprietary. It's in my proprietary font. Shilvetica. Suspicion. It's just a suspicion I have. Mothball. She smelled like mothballs. Moose. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah with moose. Sculpture. It's like watching a sculpture. Lunchtime. It's lunchtime. Evacuation. It's my pre-packed disaster evacuation bag. Varied. It's no fault of Quiznos, they have a varied menu. Skyrocket. It's no wonder suicide rates skyrocket this time of year. Volleyball. It's not a volleyball. Easter. It's not even Easter time. Optimization. It's not just a date, it's a textbook optimization problem. Payment. It's not like I have rent or car payments or anything. Definite. It's not definite. Antiviral. It's our latest antiviral. Pander. It's pandering. It's undignified. And bite me. Undignified. It's pandering. It's undignified. And bite me. Thickness. It's really just ice milk with carrageenan added for thickness. Reversible. It's reversible. Tender. It's so tender. It falls apart in your hands. Startling. It's startling to me you haven't considered. Bakery. It's strange here, too. And we have a bakery for dogs. Coding. It's the creepy candy coding. Juxtaposition. It's the juxtaposition of the high-tech nature. Fallacy. It's the logical fallacy of extending someone's argument to ridiculous proportions. Untold. It's the untold story of female artists during the Renaissance. Showdown. It's time for a showdown. Crevice. It's unclear how the Mars rover got into the crevice. Acutely. It's usually indicated for acutely inflamed hemorrhoids. Sitcom. Its overuse in classic television sitcoms. Smoothness. Its weight and smoothness. Hoverboard. Jetpack. Hoverboard. Transporter. Batmobile. And then giant ant. Bungalow. Julie Newmar's bungalow. Peck. Just a little peck on the lips. Disabled. Just because he's disabled. Dandy. Just dandy. Mr. Colorless. Just living their ordinary, colorless workaday lives. Jolt. Just need that extra jolt. Undertake. Just shout when you hear the task you want to undertake. Thorax. Just the ones that might be plunged in my thorax. Bureaucracy. Keep the spark of bureaucracy alive. Cherish. Know that we all love you and cherish you. Automobile. Kripke's robot just had angry sex with a mid-sized automobile. Lactate. Lactating uncontrollably when they heard music. Attest. Ladies, I can attest that he is a kind fox. Landed a stone-cold fox. Spelling. Last night spelling bee, but here comes math. Hiccup. Last time I had hiccups, it felt like my diaphragm. Eclipse. Last time, I was able to book a cruise to the Arctic to see a solar eclipse. Lawlessness. Lawlessness and savagery are the order of the day. Savagery. Lawlessness and savagery are the order of the day. Leaky. Leaky gutter. Botanical. Leathers and botanicals. Relaunch. Len Wein's relaunch of the franchise. Threatened. Leonard has no reason to feel threatened. Subtly. Leonard is subtly signaling. Signatory. Leonard is the signatory to the roommate agreement. Mainstream. Leonard says it's really mainstream now. Taint. Leonard. Leonard, you're tainting my data. Continually. Leonard, it astonishes me how you continually fixate on the trivial. Altitude. Let out some string. Add altitude. Loot. Let's divide up the loot. Tarmac. Let's head out to the tarmac. Sully. Let's not sully the moment with the exchange of saliva. Bizarre. Let's not wait so long for another bizarre, awkward night. Surname. Lee. The most common surname. Dreary. Life would be dreary. Monocle. Like a pipe or a monocle. Canyon. Like a river carves a canyon. Recapture. Like a sad attempt to recapture our youth. Embassy. Like an embassy in a foreign country. Albino. Like the albino boogeyman. Subordinate. Like the subordinate male protagonist. Literary. Literary theorists and students of gender studies. Sustainable. Locating a sustainable food source. Fireplace. Look at that. I built a fireplace with my own two hands. Perfection. Look at you. Improving on perfection. Digression. Look, I enjoy semantic digressions as much as the next guy. Lenient. Look, Penny, I wish I could be more lenient with you. Infighting. Look, the Nobel Committee doesn't like infighting. Remake. Look, they're remaking your show. Rumple. Looks like that rumpled chickens come home to roost. Dignitary. Looks like we have some academic dignitaries in the audience. Frivolity. Loud music and most other forms of alcohol-induced frivolity. Mantelpiece. Lower mantelpiece assembly onto top tabs. Traveler. Lox and bagels. The breakfast of time travelers. Ludicrous. Ludicrous plots. Beam me up. Bulldozer. Lying in front of the bulldozers to protect his home. Discredit. Made a greater contribution to the discredited field of alchemy. Alchemy. Made a greater contribution to the discredited field of alchemy. Dismissive. Made me realize how dismissive. Scarce. Make yourself scarce. Landmark. Marking the star positions and physical landmarks. Mass. Mass. Massively. Massively multiplayer online role-playing. Comely. May I say you look very comely tonight? Hyphen. Maybe a hyphen. Corrugated. Maybe a little corrugated sheet metal as a radiator here. inexperienced, maybe a little sexually inexperienced, beforehand, maybe crank up the AC in the car beforehand, you know. Inflate, maybe he'll inflate one of his old girlfriends for you. Linger, maybe it's a lingering bacterial infection. Caught, maybe put a cot out there. Splice, maybe splicing some jeans. Clone a sheep. Cowgirl, maybe we'll get lucky with some sexy cowgirls. Fog, maybe wires, maybe fog. Mediation, mediation of interdepartmental disputes. Lottery, me crop and a couple of lottery scratchers. Sate, me crop and chicken sate. Bellyache, men bellyaching about their old ladies. Squint, might as well hold my hand up like this and squint. Applicable, might be surprisingly applicable. Gynecology, mine just took me to his gynecology office. Unemployed, given I might be unemployed. Affectation, I'm thinking about adopting some quirky affectation. Testify, testify. Unexpected, mom, what an unexpected pleasure. Hubris, Monty was killed by my hubris and my pride. Unimportant, rendered unimportant by recent events. Sleek, more angular and sleek looking. Waking, most of his waking hours with a tight grasp on his penis. Hermit, mostly about men from Nantucket and hermits named Dave. Crotch, mostly she does. Crutch and wheelchair people. Atheist, mother, she's an atheist, not a vampire. Corrugate, mounting them on corrugated cardboard with Dymo labels. Unanimous, must be unanimous. Arduous, my arduous journey, however, was for naught. Not, my arduous journey, however, was for naught. Spreadsheet, my bowel movement spreadsheet. Catapult, my catapult flings my bishop. Condolence, my condolences. Credibility, my credibility may have been damaged. Insistent, my dad's pretty insistent on it, though. Rainy, my desert welcomes you like the rainy monsoon. Longevity, my family history factoring in longevity. Exponentially, my fever has been tracking up exponentially since 2:00 a.m. Bombing, my first memory, a hummingbird dive bombing my stroller. Grunt, my friend sent me down to this basement to do his grunt work. Defoliate, my newly defoliated bikini zone. Ineffective, my noise-canceling headphones proved ineffective last night. Playlist, my playlist was too up-tempo. Tempo, my playlist was too up-tempo. Tinker, my point is that Tinker Bell just needs to get her some. Fragrance, my sweet fragrance comes into view. Circulation, my doctor's worried about my circulation. Aerobics, I got to pick up my mom from her water aerobics class. Choppy, it's a little choppy tonight. Narrowly beating out Pepto-Bismol. Needlessly and freakishly explicit. Removal, negative reinforcement is the removal of a positive stimulus. Assertive, new assertive Leonard is going to take some getting used to. Miraculous, next miraculous illusion. Surrounding, next time be aware of your surroundings. 19. Respiration, no change in respiration. Pupils undilated, no flushing of the chest. Skillful, no thief, however skillful, can rob one of knowledge. Catching, no throwing, no catching. Hanger, no, by opening the door to a hangar. Immigration, no, I don't know his immigration status. Avail, no, I sat, but to no avail. Svelte, no, I was svelte as a gazelle. Garment, no, I will not consider sleeping in my garment bag. Eskimo, no, I'm not sassing you in Eskimo talk. Diversified, no, it means a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. Portfolio, no, it means a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. Tacky. No, it's that kind of tacky? Wallflower. No, no, before I met you, I was a mousy wallflower. Plod. No, no, let's plod along. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Or my chest hair mats. Unscented. No, not when there's a perfectly unscented. Trickery. See, I used trickery and deceit. Incongruous. No, that would be incongruous. Fern. No, the fern. Equalization. No, turbulence is just the equalization. Departure. No, we haven't spoken since your abrupt departure last night. Misunderstand. No, you're misunderstanding. Annihilate. No, we were annihilated by our own incompetence. Incompetence. No, we were annihilated by our own incompetence. Dire. Clearly another woman in dire need of ice cream. Avatar. I can't look at you or your avatar right now. Purport. I purport to be a man of the mind. Miscalculate. No, no, we miscalculated. Verify. Nonverbal signal to verify the identity of one's co-conspirators. Conspirator. Nonverbal signal to verify the identity of one's co-conspirators. Avocation. Nor avocation for you, and if you disagree. Charisma. Nor your movie star charisma. Waterproof. Not a waterproof shoe. Temperamental. Not easy living with a temperamental little primate. Rugby. Not if you're a rugby team. Intensity. Not intensity. Sidecar. Not like the can we get a motorcycle with a sidecar. Digestion. Not only aids in digestion, but increases serotonin. Courteous. Not only is it courteous. Inferno. Not only will he probably die in a fiery inferno. Pistol. Not pistols. Tardy. Not show up tardy and nevertheless be first served. Disinclination. Not that my disinclination. Aspersion. Not to cast aspersions. Tokyo. Not unless she destroys Tokyo. Oxford. Notify the editors of the Oxford English Dictionary. Organized. Now a front for organized crime. Implicate. Now that I know, I'm implicated. Quadruple. Now try it without the quadruple negative. Vernacular. Now, don't worry, it's written in your vernacular. Broaden. Now, I'm hoping to broaden our audience. Pivotal. Now, in this pivotal scene. Defender. Now, Leonard, as the defender. Denigrate. Now, you denigrated the memory. Intensify. Now, this effect is intensified when the rival female. Nudge, 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 wink, wink. Disagreement. Number 2. Disagreements can happen politely. Brainwash. Obviously, your superpower is brainwashing. Disembodied. Of a disembodied soul passing by. Wrench. Of a left-handed monkey wrench. But. Soot. Of a world that's just beyond their soot-stained fingertips. Docile. Of all of my children, he's the most docile. Creed. Of all races and creeds work side by side as equals. Selfishness. Of concern for me and incredible selfishness. Copper. Of copper and galvanized steel. Galvanize. Of copper and galvanized steel. Soothing. Of course you are. I'm warm and soothing. Diurnal. Of diurnal temperature variations in the atmosphere. Bayberry. Of eucalyptus. Bayberry. Cinnamon and vanilla. Fallen. Of many a fallen. Dynasty. Of meat between bread being eaten in China during the Tang Dynasty. Mildly. Of mildly startled. Startled. Of mildly startled. Heartwarming. Of my heartwarming and personal narrative. Heavenly. Of my heavenly home. Ancestor. Of one of my ancestors doing this. Shameless. Of shameless begging. Evict. Of the difficult to evict Professor Rothman. Masquerade. Of the masquerade ball. Qualitatively. Of the nano-fabricated metal rings is qualitatively no different. Royal. Of the Nigerian royal family. Prestigious. of the prestigious Stevenson Award. Ramification. Of the ramifications here. Leonard. Awkwardly. Of the two of you passing awkwardly in the hall. Virulent. Of the virulent organisms. Unprepared. Of those unprepared to hear it. Clipping. Of toenail clippings that we just don't understand. Festivity. Of your birthday festivities. Fixation. Of your fixation on a man with super speed. Subtropical. Of your subtropical girlfriend. Pedestal. Off that pedestal you put me on. Seniority. Offices are assigned by seniority. Telecommute. Oh no, he's going to telecommute. Noun. Too bad that's a proper noun. Handmaid. I am the only handmaid in this tale. Forgo. Oh, and also, I am willing to forego the bathroom schedule. Mackerel. Oh, and no swordfish. King mackerel. Shark or tillafish. 12. Oh, Dr. Siebert. 12 o'clock. Ultra. Oh, Gas X has a new ultra strength. Starvation. Starvation is authentic to the time period. Postal. Oh, here's a fun postal fact. Restless. Oh, honey, if I get restless. Sensational. Oh, I forgot sensational Spider-Man. Curdle. Oh, I think my crotch is starting to curdle. Generalization. Oh, I thought you were just making a generalization. Histology. Oh, I'm gonna be doing some brainstem histology. Transition. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought making the transition. Blurb. It's just a little blurb. Poker. He played poker with Sir Isaac. Unnamed. Oh, like a charm. Unnamed crewman in a red shirt. Enraged. Hey, I did need enraged. Sean. Sean Penn. Collarbone. Oh, no, he broke my collarbone. Concoct. He just concocted some stupid test. Disgusted. I'm disgusted when people sneeze. Smashing. Oh, smashing. Subsequently. Oh, subsequently. If we win any awards, I speak first. Damaged. Oh, sweetie, you are so damaged. Carcinogenic. Oh, that was wildly carcinogenic. Congratulatory. Oh, that will be another congratulatory call for me. Buttermilk. Oh, that's not what you want to see after 3 buttermilks. Winning. Oh, there is no winning with you. Ascend. Oh, this is like being asked to ascend Mount Olympus. Gag. Oh, this isn't a gag gift. Stuart. Tiring. Oh, tiring, but super rewarding. Rascal. Oh, what did those rascals do now? Intentional. That's intentional grounding. Grounding. That's intentional grounding. Breathtaking. She's breathtaking. Tuba. Oh, yeah. He got a tuba. Dearly. I love him dearly. Yeah. Contemptible. It's beyond contemptible. Peacock. Oh, yes. Like the male peacock with brilliant plumage. Plumage. Oh, yes. Like the male peacock with brilliant plumage. Downgrade. Oh, your hug just got downgraded to a high 5. Rightly. Oh, dear. I am rightly and truly screwed. Stagnant. Oh, just because your career's been stagnant. Courtship. Oh, yes, but there's usually planning. Courtship. Advance notice. Sector. I guess that's one of the benefits of being in the private sector. Waylay. Yeah, well, I was waylaid by. Fishy. Okay, but something smells fishy. Gastric. Okay. Gastric distress. Redness. Eddy. Okay. How do you prevent eddy currents in a transformer? Treasury. Okay. I'm at the gate to the treasury of the ancients. Whiff. Okay. Let's have a whiff. Vertically. Okay. Now all I have to do is rotate it vertically. Hearth. Okay. Now holding sides of hearth in position. Unrealistic. Okay. Now you're just being unrealistic. Widow. Okay. So future grief-stricken widow. Countdown. Okay. We're in the final countdown. Sportsmanship. Okay, it's not good sportsmanship to shoot somebody who's just respawned. Spawn. Okay, it's not good sportsmanship to shoot somebody who's just respawned. Cheery. On a cheerier note. Cloudy. On a cloudy day. Functioning. On a fully functioning vintage train. Platform. On a rotating platform with a sign that says suck it. Surfboard. On a silver surfboard. Freakish. On becoming some sort of freakish self-aware robot. February. On February 14th. Cooperative. On how a cooperative long-term potentiation. Questionable. On questionable dairy products. Sunday. On Sunday. Upward. On that upward trajectory. Canvas. On the largest canvas in the universe. Reliant. On the money because I'm less reliant on you now. Specification. On the specifications for the diverter valve. Valve. On the specifications for the diverter valve. Stash. Once I found a stash of contracts under his bed. Turning. Once you take this envelope, there's no turning back. Agency. One agency I spoke to said I could get us a great price. Asinine. One asinine comment. One lonely man and his chicken. Domino. One for every domino I set up to make that American flag. Labyrinth. One has to navigate a labyrinth of social nonsense. Eve. One might use on a summer's eve. iPad. One more reason iPads are better. Necessity. One of necessity develops a keen sense of hearing. Householder. One of the 5 central religious duties or sacrifices of the Hindu householder. Molar. 1.2 molar stimulation of pleasure cells. Cutlery. One runs the risk of non-standard cutlery. Sunrise. One tequila sunrise. Torrid. One wild night of torrid lovemaking. Mallet. One wooden mallet. Hoof. Only that which part of the hoof and chew of the cud. Gel. Only with an absurd amount of hair gel. Hopper. This grasshopper is kicking my ass hopper. Sheriff. Oh, a sheriff's badge. Communicator. Oh, how about a 3D tactile communicator rigged? Raft. Oh, how about whitewater rafting? Scintillation. Oh, perhaps it's a heliosheath scintillation. Cod. Oh, that might be my salted cod. Prowl. Oh, that's a lot of carbohydrates for a man on the prowl. Philharmonic. Oh, the Philharmonic is playing Beethoven downtown. Innovate. We're innovating. Facsimile. Or a reasonable facsimile. Ingestion. Or accidental ingestion of chrysanthemum blossoms. Ungrateful. Or an ungrateful recipient of a battery. Purposely. Or are you purposely changing the subject? Effeminate. Or at times even effeminate man. Hype. Or have I fallen victim to marketing hype? Egyptian. Or if not him, Egyptian table tennis silver medalist. Sanction. Or make vigorous, socially sanctioned love? Atrocious. Her English is atrocious. Baboon. Or the rutting baboon with engorged hindquarters. Inaction. Or through inaction allowed a human being to come to harm? Trading. Or trading card games? Salesman. Or vacuum cleaner salesman. Or bootblack. Ornament. Ornament spacing template. Cruelly. Otherwise. You're cruelly tempting them with a glimpse. Combined. Our combined skin cells are now a primitive neural network. Incapacitate. Our engineer is incapacitated. Ulcer. Our product greatly reduces the risk of ulcers. Deference. Out of deference to them. Formulate. Over the years, we've formulated many theories. Notification. Overnight guest notification clause. Fingernail. Ow, you should cut your fingernails. Evergreen. Pagans brought evergreen boughs into their homes. Bow. Pagans brought evergreen boughs into their homes. Paraffin. Paraffin candles may contain carcinogens. Carcinogen. Paraffin candles may contain carcinogens. Parental. Parental pressure can be daunting. Parenthetical. Parenthetical. The term kidnap is being used playfully. Playfully. Parenthetical. The term kidnap is being used playfully. Legendary. Parties are legendary. Inspect. Penny could have been inspecting Raj's anal region for parasites. Subjunctive. Penny forgot to use the subjunctive. Logistic. Penny, I believe, as logistics commander, that's you. Commander. Penny, I believe, as logistics commander, that's you. Harbor. Penny, I'm not sure I'm comfortable harboring a fugitive. Fugitive. Penny, I'm not sure I'm comfortable harboring a fugitive. Disenchanted. Penny, you became disenchanted with Leonard. Mayor. People of Sheldonopolis, this is your mayor. Barbaric. People say it's barbaric. Perimeter. Perhaps I'll check the perimeter. Assuage. Perhaps you could assuage your guilt through altruism. Altruism. Perhaps you could assuage your guilt through altruism. Misnomer. Photographic is a misnomer.